Be me 24, almost 25, work a dead-end IT job at a soulless corporate office. You know the type. Gray cubicles, the low hum of servers, the smell of burnt coffee and quiet desperation. My life is basically a loop of work, gym, video games, and occasionally seeing my one or two friends. Not exactly a social butterfly, more like a social moth, attracted to the dim glow of my monitor. I wouldn't say I'm unattractive, but I'm not a model either, just an average dude. 5'11", decent shape from the gym, but my face is just there. Forgettable. I've been single for about 2 years. My last relationship ended because she said I was too comfortable and lacked ambition. She wasn't wrong. I'm the king of comfort zones. Fast forward to a few months ago, our office gets a new hire. She's in the marketing department, which is on the other side of the floor. I only ever see them when they come to our section to complain that their printer isn't working or they forgot their password for the third time this week. Her name is Chloe. And holy shit, man, she's the kind of girl who makes you forget how to breathe for a second. Not in a loud, look at me way. It was the opposite. She had this quiet, gentle aura about her. Long, wavy brown hair, big glasses that she was always pushing up her nose, and a smile that was so goddamn genuine it could power a small city. She always wore oversized sweaters and band t-shirts. The kind of girl who looks effortlessly cool without even trying. And she was painfully, debilitatingly shy. You could see it in the way she walked, with her shoulders slightly hunched, avoiding eye contact with everyone. Whenever she had to come to the IT department, she'd stand at the entrance to our section, clutching a laptop like a shield, waiting for one of us to notice her. My coworkers, Dave and Mike, are your typical IT guys. Socially awkward, but they cover it with loud, obnoxious jokes. They'd always give her a hard time in a playful way, but it clearly made her uncomfortable. Let me guess, Chloe, you tried to download a free font and now your computer is speaking Russian. She'd just blush, stare at her shoes, and mumble something about a software update. I always felt bad for her, so I started making a point to handle her tickets. I'd walk over to her desk, speak to her in a calm, quiet voice, and fix her issue without any fuss. I learned little things about her. She liked old horror movies, was really into a niche indie band I'd never heard of, and had a cat named Nugget. Our conversations were never long, just small talk while I worked on her computer. But they were the highlight of my day. I'd find myself hoping she'd have a computer problem just so I'd have an excuse to talk to her. Pathetic, I know. One day she comes over looking more flustered than usual. "Hey," she says, her voice barely a whisper. "I'm so sorry to bother you, but my email just stopped working." I smile. "No bother at all, Chloe. Let's take a look." I follow her back to her desk. The marketing area is a different world. Bright colors, motivational posters, people actually talking to each other. It's like stepping into a different dimension. I sit down at her computer and start running diagnostics. It's a simple server-side issue. As I'm working, I notice a little doodle on a sticky note on her monitor. It's a pretty good drawing of a cartoon ghost. "That's cool," I say, pointing to it. She jumps a little like she forgot I was there. "Oh, thanks. It's just a stupid little sketch." "No, it's really good. You're a good artist." She blushes a deep shade of red. "I'm really not. I just doodle when I'm bored." "Well, you should be bored more often." "Ogad, what did you say? Xc smooth, anon." "Real smooth," but she giggles. A real, genuine giggle. It's the most beautiful sound I've ever heard. My heart does a little backflip in my chest. I manage to fix her email issue in a few minutes. "All right, you should be all set," I say, trying to sound professional and not like a complete idiot. "Thank you so much," she says, looking me directly in the eyes for the first time. Her eyes are this incredible shade of green. We just kind of stare at each other for a second. The entire marketing department seems to fade away. It's just me and her. The moment is broken by her phone buzzing. She looks down, her cheeks still pink. "Well, thanks again," she says, turning back to her screen. I stand up, my own face feeling hot. "No problem. Just, doing my job." I walk back to my cubicle, my brain short-circuiting. Dave gives me a knowing smirk, getting friendly with the marketing pixie. Hey, shut up, Dave. But I can't stop smiling for the rest of the day. A week goes by, no computer issues from Chloe. I'm starting to get bummed out. I miss our little 5-minute conversations. Friday afternoon, I'm packing up my stuff, ready to escape for the weekend. I'm the last one in my section. Dave and Mike bailated a half hour ago. I see a figure standing at the entrance to the IT area. It's Chloe. She's just standing there, wringing her hands, looking at the floor. Hey, Chloe, I say, my voice a little too loud in the quiet office. What's up? Did your computer explode? She looks up, startled. Oh no, nothing like that. Everything's working fine. Okay, I say, confused. Can I help you with something? She takes a deep breath like she's about to jump off a diving board. I was wondering. This is going to sound really stupid, but I was wondering if maybe you'd want to get coffee sometime. My brain stops working. All systems down. Did I hear that right, Chloe? The cute, shy girl from marketing is asking me out. I must be dreaming. This has to be a prank. Are you serious? I blurt out. Her face falls. Oh my God, I knew it was stupid. I'm so sorry, just forget I said anything. She starts to turn away. No, wait, I say, practically lunging over my desk. Yes, I'm serious. I'd love to get coffee with you. A wave of relief washes over her face. Really? Yeah, absolutely. We stand there in awkward silence for a moment, both of us smiling like idiots. Okay, cool, she says, pulling out her phone. Can I have your number? I feel like I just won the lottery. I give her my number and she painstakingly types it into her phone. Her hands are shaking a little. It's adorable. I'll text you, she says, her voice still a whisper. I look forward to it, I say, trying to play it cool, but I'm pretty sure my face is about to split open from smiling so much. She gives me one last shy smile and then practically sprints back to her side of the office. I stand there for a good 5 minutes just replaying the conversation in my head. I did it. I actually did it. Well, she did it, but I was there. I practically float out of the office. The whole weekend I'm walking on air. I check my phone every 30 seconds. My thumb hovers over her contact. Should I text her first? No, she said she'd text me. I need to be cool. I clean my apartment. I do my laundry. I even buy a new shirt. I'm a man with a purpose. Saturday passes. No text. Okay, that's fine. She's probably busy. Or maybe she's just as nervous as I am. Sunday. Still nothing. By Sunday night, the anxiety is starting to creep in. Did I do something wrong? Did I come on too strong? Did she change her mind? I decide to take matters into my own hands. I open up our text thread. It's just a blank screen. I type out a message. Hey Chloe, it's Anon from work. Was great talking to you on Friday. Let me know when you're free for that coffee. I reread it a dozen times. Is it too formal, too casual? I hit send before I can second guess myself anymore. The message sends, and then I see it. That single soul-crushing gray checkmark. Message sent, not delivered. What? I check my network connection. Full bars. I send a test message to my friend. It goes through instantly. I go back to my message to Chloe, still just one gray checkmark. A cold, sinking feeling starts to pool in my stomach. I know what this means. We all know what this means. I've been blocked, but why? It doesn't make any sense. She asked me for my number. She asked me out. Why would she ask for my number just to block me? My mind starts racing, trying to come up with an explanation. Maybe she typed my number in wrong. No, I watched her do it. Maybe she lost her phone. Unlikely. Maybe it was all a prank. A cruel joke cooked up by the marketing team. That seems a little elaborate even for them. I spend the rest of the night staring at my phone, feeling like the world's biggest idiot. The high I was on all weekend has completely vanished, replaced by a bitter, confusing emptiness. Monday morning is hell. I feel like I'm walking into a lion's den. I have to see her. What do I do? What do I say? Do I confront her? Do I ignore her? I decide to just keep my head down and pretend like nothing happened. Maybe it was all a misunderstanding. Maybe her phone really is broken. I see her in the break room getting coffee. Our eyes meet for a split second. She immediately looks away, her face turning bright red. She grabs her coffee and practically flees the room. Okay, so it wasn't a misunderstanding. The feeling of rejection hits me like a physical blow. I just don't understand. Dave claps me on the shoulder. What's with the long face, buddy? Did your date with the marketing pixie not go well? There was no date, I mumble. Ouch, she flake on you. Something like that. I can't bring myself to tell him she blocked me. It's too humiliating. The whole week is a blur of confusion and self-doubt. Every time I see her, she goes out of her way to avoid me. If we're walking down the same hallway, she'll duck into a random office. If we're in the same meeting, she'll sit as far away from me as possible. It's like I have the plague. And the worst part is I have no idea why. My brain goes into overdrive, replaying every interaction we ever had. Did I say something creepy? Did I misread the situation entirely? Was I just a fool, projecting my own loneliness onto a shy girl who was just trying to be nice? My ex-girlfriend's words echo in my head. You lack ambition. You're too comfortable. Maybe she was right. Maybe I'm just not worth the effort. Maybe Chloe saw that. Maybe she saw the same pathetic, going nowhere guy that my ex saw. The thought is a poison seeping into every corner of my mind. 2 weeks go by. The situation hasn't changed. I'm a wreck. I can't focus on work. I'm not sleeping. I've lost all motivation to go to the gym. I just come home, eat junk food, and play video games until my eyes burn. I'm falling back into my old, comfortable patterns of self-pity and isolation. My friend Mark calls me. Dude, where have you been? You've been MIA for weeks. I give him the short, pathetic version of the story. A girl at work asked for my number and then blocked me. Seriously, that's messed up. Tell me about it. Well, what are you going to do about it? What is there to do? She clearly doesn't want to talk to me. I'm just going to leave it alone. No, man, you can't do that. You're just going to let this eat you alive. You need closure. What am I supposed to do, Mark? Corner her in the parking lot and demand an explanation. That's psycho behavior. No, not like that. Just talk to her. In a calm, non-threatening way. Just ask her what happened. The worst she can do is tell you to screw off, and then at least you'll know. I know he's right. But the thought of talking to her fills me with a paralyzing dread. What if she tells me the truth? What if the truth is that she finds me repulsive? I don't think I can handle that, but Mark's words stick with me. You're just going to let this eat you alive. He's right, it is. I can't keep living like this. The next day I make a decision. I'm going to talk to her. I spend the entire morning rehearsing what I'm going to say. Hey Chloe, can we talk for a second? I'm not mad, I'm just confused. I just want to understand what happened. I wait until the end of the day when most people have gone home. I see her packing up her desk. My heart is pounding in my chest. My palms are sweaty. This is it. I take a deep breath and start walking towards her. It feels like the longest walk of my life. She sees me coming. A look of pure panic flashes across her face. She shoves her stuff into her bag and makes a beeline for the exit. She's literally running away from me. Something inside me snaps. I'm not going to let her run away. Not this time. Chloe, wait, I call out. She freezes, her hand on the door. She slowly turns around, her face pale. I walk up to her, my heart hammering against my ribs. Can we just talk for a minute? I say, my voice softer than I intended. She looks at the floor, hugging her bag to her chest. I don't think that's a good idea, she whispers. Please, I say, I'm not going to yell at you. I'm not going to cause a scene. I need to understand. She hesitates for a moment, then gives a tiny nod. We stand there in the empty office, the silence stretching between us. Why did you block me? I finally ask. She flinches as if I'd slapped her. She takes a shaky breath. It's complicated. I've got time. She looks up at me, her green eyes shimmering with unshed tears. You're going to think I'm crazy, she says. Try me. She takes another deep breath. I have really, really bad anxiety, she says, her voice trembling. Like crippling anxiety, especially when it comes to this. She gestures vaguely between the two of us. Dating? I ask. She nods. I've never been on a real date. The thought of it terrifies me. I just stare at her, completely stunned. This was not the explanation I was expecting. I really like you, she continues, the words tumbling out of her in a rush. I think you're really sweet and funny, and you're the only person in this whole office who doesn't treat me like I'm an idiot. That's why I asked for your number. It took every ounce of courage I had. I was on a high for the rest of the day, but then I got home, and the panic set in. Her voice cracks. My brain just started going crazy. What if he thinks I'm weird? What if I say something stupid? What if he doesn't actually like me and he was just being polite? What if I'm not pretty enough for him? A tear rolls down her cheek. It just got to be too much. I was having a full-blown panic attack. And in that moment, blocking your number felt like the only way to make it stop. It was like I could just delete the problem, make it go away. She's openly crying now, her shoulders shaking. I know it was a horrible, cowardly thing to do, and I'm so sorry. I've been beating myself up about it ever since. You must think I'm a complete monster. I stand there speechless. All my anger, my confusion, my self-pity, it just melts away. All I see is this beautiful, terrified girl who is being way harder on herself than I ever could be. Without thinking, I take a step forward and gently put my hand on her arm. She flinches but doesn't pull away. I don't think you're a monster, Chloe, I say softly. I think you're human. I tell her about my own anxieties, about my ex-girlfriend, about my fear of not being good enough. I tell her how I've been hiding in my own comfort zone for years, too scared to put myself out there. And for the first time in a long time, I feel a sense of connection with another person. A real, genuine connection. We talk for what feels like hours, right there in the empty office. We talk about our fears, our insecurities, our hopes. It's the most honest conversation I've ever had with anyone. By the end of it, we're both smiling. A real, genuine smile. So, I say, a little nervously, that coffee offer, is it still on the table? She looks at me, a playful glint in her tear-stained eyes. Yeah, she says, but with one condition. What's that? We go somewhere quiet, and if I start to panic, you have to promise to talk me down. I smile. I can do that. She unblocks my number right then and there. We went out for coffee that weekend. It was awkward and nerve-wracking and absolutely perfect. We've been taking things slow, really slow. Some days are harder than others. Her anxiety is a real thing and it doesn't just disappear overnight. But we're figuring it out together. It turns out we're both just a couple of socially awkward moths attracted to each other's dim, flickering light. And for the first time in a long time, I feel like I'm finally moving out of my comfort zone. And it's terrifying. And it's wonderful.